Welcome to Back to School Night Virtual Edition 2020. This is for Algebra 1, Mrs. Weber's class. I only have one Algebra 1 class, just 22 students right now. So welcome, you guys. I have not taught Algebra 1 for 5 years at Devlin, but I have taught this course here at the school using Saxon, and it's a great class, and I'm excited to be teaching it again. So a little bit about me. This is my family. I am from Littleton, Colorado. I grew up here. I went to Columbine High School and graduated as a valedictorian there in 2000. And then I went to Baylor University where I majored in secondary math education and I played lacrosse while I was there. Came back and started teaching at Columbine High School. I taught there for 8 years and I also coached girls lacrosse and cross country. And then I came to Devlin because of the Saxon math program. I tried to get that program at Columbine, but the district wouldn't allow it. So here I am at Devlin. I love it. I love that the kids remember their math. Saxon is an excellent math program, and it really helps the kids just remember their facts, and it makes teaching easier and my job easier. So I'm so happy to be here, and I'm proud to be a Devlin Jaguar. Um, this is Brady. This is my 5-month-old. So he was born right at the beginning of the pandemic, and he's 5 months old now. And this is Levi. He's 2.5. He's already here for school, ready to go. And this is my husband and me, of course. So a little bit about this class. First of all, what materials your student will need. They should have picked up a textbook while they were here last week, and then they just need to make sure they cover it because they will be coming to school, or at least some of them will. So cover their textbooks with some sort of paper bag. They also need pencil and a highlighter for grading their homework. And it's really important that they get a whiteboard and also dry erase markers. So hopefully they picked one up while they were here. I did hand them out, but if your student forgot to get one or didn't see that they needed one, you can grab them at Target or Amazon and just get like a little handheld small one, like 9 by 12. And I'm going to try to have them do whiteboard problems from home as well as in class when they're here. And then they need a large spiral notebook to keep notes. They can either have it in like a loose leaf binder or a notebook, either way. So homework is assigned and collected daily. So they need to come the next day with their homework finished, and then they check the odd problems in the back of the book. They're allowed to correct them. If they missed them, they should correct them if they can find their error. And then they highlight the number if it's correct. So the scale is they get a 10 if they missed 0 or 1 problem, and they get a 9 if they missed 2 to 4 problems, and they get an 8 if they missed 5 to 7 problems. So each homework assignment is out of 10 points, and this is kind of our grading scale for the number missed. In addition to that, if they skip any problems, I do take an extra 10% off of their grade, their overall grade. So I always recommend that they try the problem, at least write it down and try to do something. If they grade incorrectly, I take an extra 10% off. I know sometimes this happens accidentally, and sometimes they'll have all of the wrong work and magically the right answer at the end. That's also counted as a grading error. They need to make sure if they can't figure out how to fix their work or how to correct the problem that they just mark it wrong. Yep, and also no credit will be given for assignments that are not turned in on time. So they will get a 0, except for they're allowed to turn in 4 assignments late for full credit. So they can just let me know they're going to use one of their late passes. I'm not going to give them passes this year, but they can just tell me I'm using a late pass, and they can turn it in within 1 week of when the assignment was due, and they can still get full credit. Now, even if they go past that 1 week mark, they should still turn in their late work, even for a 0. Because at the end of the semester, if they have no missing assignments, I will replace their lowest test score with the final exam, as long as it helps their grade. I definitely recommend you check out my website. So if you go to my website, just go to the Devlin staff page here and click on the Weber website. Across the top is all the classes that I've taught. And so I've taught pre-algebra, algebra 2, pre-calculus, algebra 1, and AP stats. but they'll just go to Algebra 1, and these are all the video lessons. So they are all already up here. We used to teach the beginning of the book really fast, and we'd skip some things. These should be replaced this year, as we're going to just do one lesson at a time. But once we get past lesson 8, it's just one lesson at a time, and they can just click on the link if they are absent. Hopefully we have less absences since kids can log on from home. But of course, if anyone's sick or just something happens and they are unable to attend class, they definitely should go watch the video from my website. And they're all on YouTube as well. I'm definitely here to help. So, seventh hour is a great resource. They can pop into anyone's seventh hour from home, or they're going to rotate through their seventh hours when they're here at school. I definitely recommend they use that time to ask questions. Also, during class, they really should have a lot of work time. So hopefully they're working on their math at home, and I'll be at my computer and can assist any students who have a question, want to ask for help on a certain problem. I'd be happy to show them how to do any of their math problems. There are also peer tutors. I think we're still going to have that program this year. I definitely recommend they work with a peer tutor if they need it. But hopefully this year goes smoothly and the students keep up with their work. The biggest problem in Saxon is kind of once you get behind, it really starts to snowball. So if you are noticing your students getting behind, or if they're feeling overwhelmed, get them in right away for some help, and hopefully we can get them caught back up. You could also watch my videos with them online to help them work through some problems. But homework should not be taking an overwhelming amount of time. And the trick to that is that they're doing it every day. So I know we're going to have a weird schedule eventually when we go to the hybrid learning. I definitely recommend they still space out their math sets. So one is due every single day, and that they don't try and do 4 or 5 math sets over the weekend to get ahead or something, because math needs to be done daily. That's really the best way to remember it. So they should be doing maybe 45 minutes to an hour every day. Some students can get their sets done in 20 minutes. I do know it may take some students a little bit longer, especially as the semester goes on. But they will get some class time to work, so they shouldn't have a full 45 minutes of homework every night. If your student is struggling, please have them contact me. This is my name, my email address, and my voicemail. Probably email is the best way to start to get a hold of me, and then we can have a conversation throughout the year if you guys have any questions. Also, what kind of a day looks like for me. They will walk in or log on from home, and we're going to check the evens together. So they do not get to correct those problems. They'll just see kind of how they did. Then they'll put a score at the top of their set. They're going to either turn it in class or upload it to Google Classroom using their phone or whatever they have, a scanning app. I'm going to ask that they download Cam Scanner actually, so that they can upload it as a PDF. And then I will teach the lesson. We'll do some whiteboard problems to check that they sort of understood it. I'll probably call on a couple students that are at home and have them show me their whiteboard. And if we're in class, I usually check every single student's whiteboard who is in class. And then they will have some time to work. Hopefully they will have 20 to 25 minutes every day to work on homework. During that time, if they're in class, I usually stamp a couple of problems every day, just check that they're getting it. I usually pick something I know they've been struggling with. If they're at home on the computer, they really need to be proactive in asking for help. So whether they want to use the chat feature or just unmute their mic and ask me if they have a question, I'd be happy to help them out. So I hope I get to know you guys, and I hope it's a great year. I'm looking forward to learning a lot about technology this year and meeting all your students this week. Thanks. Bye.